All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm assuming I'm screen. Oh, okay, I'm screen sharing. Okay, that's perfect. Need to get a little. This presentation was sort of put together last minute in a way, but we really wanted to leverage what the Pocket Gamer team have curated here, and the idea is that with such an audience, primarily in the industry, a consumer-facing talk really wouldn't be of that much, value here. There's a unique audience that this conference brings of industry professionals and talent. And so really this is an opportunity for us for the first time to share a little bit of a behind the scenes of our alpha, almost beta product before we come to launch. Now, one of the things I just want to give you a little bit of history on is that our background has come, from our entry into gaming actually came from our experience with the hardware business. And some time ago, some years ago, our company was, or the predecessor to this company, was the marketer of some unique hardware that was that enabled 3D viewing. And actually, I have a sample right here. This was it actually right here, and I'm just showing it on my little screen. You can't really see, but this is actually called the this was called the flight deck tablet. And the tablet does what's unique about the tablet, and this was actually marketed and starting about 2014, is it allowed users to create or to consume 3D content, stereoscopic 3D content. And the following panel, actually, Seth Crofton is moderating, and I recognize that he was a friend of ours. He's very familiar with our history in that sense, and actually came to us because of it at that time. But our experience in 3D technology has sort of put us into the content creation business, because we developed, we saw the need for content for these devices. And that, to make a long story short, we've now created a platform that allows users to collaborate and create and essentially utilize not only our technology but any platform to essentially collaborate and connect. So essentially what we have here, and I'm just gonna, the last slide I wanted to bring up, was our actual website, which is ViRSE.com. So to find out more information and to download and to get in touch with us, the best way is to go to this link right here. Go to ViRSE.com, ViRSE, short for the virtual universe. And down here, it says request download. So if you request download, it'll automatically email our info@ViRSE email box, and we'll send you a link. And right now it's available in Android. And you can actually try out what I'm about to show you today. So essentially our product actually started, and this what you're seeing here on the screen are some of the hardware devices that we're actually marketing. And what's unique about these devices is that using the stereoscopic 3D technology that's in the hardware, it allows a user to experience the game or the content in stereoscopic 3D if it is so created. So what that means for our platform, and why we made that link, is because what we have done is we have used gaming technologies, and primarily our platform is written in Unity, which all of you are familiar with the Unity, I'm sure, game development platform. And no harm, no foul to our great sponsors, Unreal, who have a fantastic product as well, and one that we are we're big fans of. However, we started with Unity, and I do have actually my CTO who was supposed to host this conference or this speech or talk. But and by the way, I'm Neil. I'm one of the co-founders of ViRSE. I'm a non-executive co-founder, and so I was able, and also my camera worked, so that's why we basically set me up on the screen versus Guy. But we've built our product in Unity, and what we have allowed, let me just double check my chat and see if anybody. Thanks, Dave. Okay, all right. Okay, awesome, excellent. Let me remove that chat window. So this is ViRSE.com. This is the site that we recommend that you visit to get in touch with us. So what we have basically done, and we have our own ViRSE devices. We've created right now an Android platform product, and and I'm going to give you a little bit of a screen share and why we are or little videos of clips of the site rather than go into the actual game and share in-game footage directly. I thought this might be a little bit easier. We thought this might be a little bit easier because it's primarily on mobile, and why we are actually on this particular track, big screen gaming, is because we have begun the process of making this cross-platform. So what you're seeing on mobile right now, I'm showing you the mobile interface. This will also be functional on PC. That's our next sort of build. We are also and also Mac, iOS. So big screen gaming is sort of a spot for this. But what I wanted to share, and sort of history-wise, is where ViRSE came from as an idea was actually a tool to use gaming technologies to help with design. So I have an example here. I'm missing one of the videos, which is what I wanted to start with. We'll start with this one. What we've done is we've essentially created so as many of you know, and if you're familiar with games, we take it for granted in the gaming industry that we can move things around, and it's not that fantastic to us to see some of the demos that you're seeing here. But to the average user that's using this, that can use our technology for e-commerce, this can actually be very, very useful. So what we've actually done to demo this and how to launch this off is we have created a platform that allows users to configure a space. And this is a starting point. And we call this space their station. So let me just play this clip here. I think this one is the one that actually shows how it goes. It allows users to use a gaming created interface to shop, essentially, and simulate how these different items might actually look in the space that they are configuring. So I'm going to replay this video just in case people didn't catch it. And now I hope you guys can all see this. What we've done is we've created a situation where this is a real life environment that's been recreated in ViRSE, which is our technology. And what we allow users to do is to essentially acquire that space or recreate a space. This is a real life use case. And configure it using branded objects, which is part of the reason that we kind of moved into the following panel as well about incorporating brands and IP. Because what we've done is we've allowed, as you can see here, this environment allows users to choose branded items, and configure them. So if this was your flat in London, and this would be a very nice flat, by the way, because it's a 2-story loft, but this is actually a real life apartment in Los Angeles that has been sort of recreated to allow us to demo this for you. So this is how the idea started. Is basically we started as a utility, allowing users to be able to configure their use cases. And all these items, for example, are branded. Now, so we titled this this talk, "Invitation to Collaborate." And there are a couple of different important, there's appeals that we are making as a company, if you will, or initiatives that we're taking right now. And of course, this system that we've created, first and foremost, when creating these user configurable scenes, does require 3D objects of the items that we are actually selling. Now, I'm going to just pop you over. This might be how I lost you guys the first time, but I don't think I did. I still have you sharing. I'm going to pop you over to the website version of this. So you're seeing what you saw was inside the app. And I'm just going to pop you over to the website that's under development that hasn't been pushed live. Why is that working? Flight deck. Hold on. FL HTDBCK VR. And now we are actually in the development. I told you this was in alpha or beta. We haven't pushed this live. We've only got the page. But what I wanted to show you in here is what we call versions. And versions are ViRSE's 3D objects or 3D models. And these are really real life goods that we have a workflow or process for turning into digital goods. So these are all products that are available. Now, these are samples, just so you know, but this is how this would work. We would have a real life item right here through the web that you could see. Obviously, the web has the actual real life good, and these objects can then be recreated and made available in our simulation. And so here's another clip. I've sort of lost track of which clip is which. But so the outgrowth of this, just so you know, is that once a user creates their space, they can actually shop online and buy with confidence. And actually, the next thing is, once you've created your space, the natural inclination is to share that with others and get feedback. And I've put these clips sort of out of order, so I don't know if this is it, but this is the one that I wanted to show. But if you see here, we've now gone out of the apartment into what we call our village, and these villages essentially allow users to collaborate and essentially create avatar, express themselves as avatars of themselves. Here's another little clip of how our physics works using Unity, and how someone can actually do a design in the virtual universe. So here's an example of a book, and this took a little bit of doing. So someone can lay out their design and lay out where they want to put objects right on the in the virtual world. Now, one of the outreaches that we have, and one of the invitations to collaborate, is definitely for 3D modeling assets. So for companies that have the rights, and studios and game developers and artists that have the rights or have the talent to create digital assets, we have sort of a style guide, and we invite talent, other collaborators to share, to either create items that that brands want, or that are needed to be created, or to share assets that they may have already existing and access to in their current projects that they want to make available through our platform as well. And there is obviously a revenue share that would be involved with that, where we make it worth their while to obviously participate. Here is an example of our village. This is outside of the apartment, so once somebody actually has configured their space, they can go from inside to outside. This apartment was actually we took the same loft, and we turned this in to a commercial studio called an art gallery. Now those art pieces on the wall are actual real life fine arts that were created. They're exclusive, and they are available for sale as well, so that they can be put onto the so brands can actually partner with us. So that's the second invitation to collaborate. The first invitation to collaborate is for modelers and artists and asset owners. The second invitation to collaborate are with actual brands that want to use this platform to be able to allow users to digitally interact with their products. Now, this is incredibly timely, because in a world like the one we have right now that we're living in, retail has been absolutely decimated, and physical retail. And this is a way for, and using this technology and gaming technology, we're allowing, or we're evangelizing the ability for brands to do what we as gamers and game developers have been doing for years now, which is shop virtually for, the same way that you go into a game and you buy a sword or upgrade it with these in-game purchases. Take that vision and apply it to, or that experience, and apply it to non-gamers and to brands, in the sense that this is not a game where you're getting shot at, or this particular environment is not one where this is very casual. You're not racing around and trying to get avoided, but we're using, as you can see, the thumbsticks. We're using the ability to to make in-game purchases to recreate that type of experience. Now, the next thing that naturally progressed, so this actually really progressed from the idea of being able to configure a use case, which is which is to shop and be confident with shopping for an apartment. And what we've done is the next step is we've actually involved additional, you can invite your friends to come and view and give you feedback. So in this particular example, these are other friends of mine. That's Neil right there. And actually, we've enabled live chat, and you can actually bring people, your friends, into your creation and get feedback on that, and they could say, hey, well, we don't necessarily like this one, or this is fantastic, this is awesome. And that's an important factor when making these buying decisions. When people shop, they want positive reinforcements to be able to know that they've made the right decisions. Now, as you can see, we are our goal is to create a prototype or an alpha, or to finish the alpha, which allows people to see all the functionality that we want to offer to a certain degree. And let me just see, it looked like somebody was trying to chat, or maybe you guys are fine. And what that allows people to do is, now the real work, the real business is once we have this prototypical, the prototype working, which we essentially do fully on mobile, on Android, is to go out to the market, and the business is really to onboard more options and more inventory, as we showed you in the first video. And so, so here's an example of what you can do, something you can do in your to customize and individualize your space. You can actually add a YouTube video. And right now we support YouTube, but ultimately we want to add additional platforms as well, so that you can actually add content and customize your space and turn it into something that's personal for you. Essentially, it's the 3D equivalent of a Facebook page, so to speak. It's a social media presence that you can actually use. So the third collaboration. So the first is modelers, the second is brands. The third, and actually, I guess the third is really could be the same group as the first, which is which are game developers, which allow, because from this platform, and why we call this the universal lobby, is because we're not necessarily trying to be an RPG, like a shooter, a first-person shooter type game ourselves, although we use this first-person shooter type technology, and there's more features and more functionality that we'd love to show people on one basis, but that gives you the gist of it. What we view our product as is really a lobby, because from this environment there are lots of opportunities to engage with users, and this is an opportunity for us to collaborate with other games that essentially would become sort of advertised and promoted within ViRSE, so that helps us and that helps developers, because it gives users more activities that they can do and potentially do together. Like quests, like, essentially, we can do quests and things like that. One of the best ways for us to start would be to actually outright acquire ready-made game content that can be Unity and Android, which would be an easy fit, and then basically allow that as a test for our users to move into. And so we're also looking and that's part of the reason that we've been at previous Pocket Gamers in the past, and I want to be actually watching the indie pitch later that's going on. It allows us to collaborate with users and developers to work. So that's pretty much a summary of what we've done and the 3 collaborations that we'd like to make with 3D artists and asset owners, with brands that want to use our technology to demonstrate their products in these simulations for greater use, and thirdly, with other game developers that want to link up with our platform as a universal lobby. So there's more to the story, but I'm gonna let maybe we got a couple of questions.
I think you've got some questions. So we are running a little short time. We maybe got one or two minutes left. I should say that if people do want to connect with you, Neil, or perhaps Guy, the best thing to do maybe is to seek you out in the meeting system. I know it's had its hit.
We have a bunch of ViRSE staff that have signed up. Right. I don't know how. We have our so I don't know how to. They should be on there as well. Anybody with a ViRSE email but if you.
They can find you in there, and then maybe
they can find us. But if somebody wants to follow up, they can just hit us at info@virsE.com. And then what I'll do is we can coordinate with them and try and meet up on your meeting system. Perfect. And by the way, fantastic job. I love how you guys have leveraged this Zoom system to.
It's worked slightly better for these webinars than it has for the meeting system. We've had a few glitches, but we're getting there, and it's got some
I
potential.
I didn't really want to, what's the word, promote this aspect of it, since I would really like to see how our technology in a future sort of experiment could work with what Pocket Gamer is doing as well.
Well, yeah, you know, it's. I think you're right. I think certainly the current coronavirus global situations made virtual spaces more relevant than ever, right? So I think any technology like this is going to become coming. We're out of time, so I'm gonna have to leave you there and bring on our next guest, Neil. But everyone, Neil Chandran there, thank you very much. Round of applause. That's I'm sure if you were in a room, you'd hear everyone else applauding too, but you'll have to just have me just there. Neil, thank you very much.